Hello, I am back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about trauma. Today's topic is trauma for a couple of reasons. I've been going through a lot of healing like I discussed yesterday. I wanted to discuss the topic of healing because there seems to be a confusion on healing and how it works and how it operates. Now, you are never done healing. You are never done with, you can get over your traumas, you can heal from them, but you will never forget them. And for that reason, it's very possible for them to come back up in your life, to hold some kind of significance once again. If you manifest that, it's usually because you were thinking too much about it or something like that, and it happens to everybody. If anybody ever thinks that you're done with trauma and you're done healing, I mean, that's just ego. Your ego's getting in the way of humility and understanding is something a lot of people don't have. You have to be humble and come from a place of understanding and love. And understand that you are constantly evolving. You don't just magically wake up one day, automatically done growing. You've done everything there is to be done. You've done all the evolving there is to be evolved. You are the one and only master, the master of trauma. You've overcome every trauma. You'll never have a trauma again. You'll never feel trauma. You'll never get upset about things that happen to you again. You'll never resonate with it again. You'll never get upset. It's a silly concept. You will always feel, and sometimes feel back on things that for the most part you were healed from. But the thing is, to neglect feelings, to neglect the fact that you are constantly evolving and growing, is ego, like I said, but it's also a fear of feeling from trauma as well. Now, you are constantly going to be interacting with yourself. You, on a grand scale, have been through many incarnations. You have incarnated in different time periods, different regions, different scenarios, different nationalities, everything, different genders. You've been everything. And these things accumulate, as well as karma. A lot of people have shitty lives due to past lives, and the karma rolls over. And sometimes people will be weighed down, even with a good life. They will be weighed down and not know why. Oftentimes, there's trauma they didn't even know about that they have to overcome. Oftentimes, something as simple as losing a friend or whatever, even though it may not be traumatic, it does hurt you. It does. And to neglect that is, once again, the ego. To neglect that, you may have been hurt. And to avoid dealing with those emotions as they come up. Or to neglect the fact that you care about somebody, or neglect that you did care about somebody. It's the avoidance of feelings and the pushing down of trauma and the pushing down and neglect of dealing with yourself on a higher level. It is really neglecting yourself. There are obvious reasons why I felt compelled to do this video. But this isn't shade towards anybody. It's just something I felt compelled to speak about, because it's stuff I go through, stuff I continually go through. And I think it's important to talk about, because everybody, no matter what part of their journey that they are on, is constantly going through something. You are constantly going to be dealing with emotions, highs and lows, through the human experience. And not just the human experience, but the spiritual experience. Demons feel as well. Demons get jealous. Demons get mad. Demons may not want to share their altar. That's jealousy. Demons may not like something and avenge, and they get in fights with each other out of anger or disappointment or whatever, and stop talking to you because of disappointment, or they disagree with something you said, so they stop interacting with you as an occultist due to it. Feeling is completely normal. Being able to handle those emotions as they come up is the key. And to ever imagine that, you're better than somebody because they're currently going through something, and then calling them immature because they're dealing with emotions and putting them down for having emotions, is a sign, huge sign, of immaturity and lack of growth. But everybody is at a different point in their journey. A lot of people haven't gone through the same things others have. So you have to be understanding. And even I have made mistakes and did people wrong. And, I took their lashing out personal when it wasn't personal so much as it was a lack of understanding from them. And hey, it'll always be a revolving door of, just constant conflict when it doesn't need to be. It's the constant conflict that makes us human. But if you don't forgive yourself, and if you don't forgive others, you have a heavy heart. And that's where the whole concept of, the heart and the feather weighing ceremony with the Egyptian deities came from. How much did you hold on to? How much did you bury deep inside of you and not heal? It's the same thing. And at this point in time, I don't hold nothing against anybody. And I'm working my best to constantly heal, no matter what comes on my mind and what I'm going through. I do my best as a person, because I'm a good person. Even spirits know this. They call me, for example, Hecate knows. Isis knows. Call me a sweetheart, a beautiful soul, Isis calls me. A kind person, a loving figure, as Thoth says. I try to be understanding, and I think that's what we all need to do. We need to be as understanding as we can be, and it's all about perception. Most people perceive things only in first person, and we all do from time to time, and we all see things in just first person. But we don't need to. We don't need to, and we shouldn't. We should also see things from everybody else's point of view, instead of playing childish games and, going tit for tat. But, everybody is constantly healing. And if you neglect the fact that you need to heal, you will bury yourself under pressure. So this is just a PSA. Don't ever think that you're fully done with healing. And just because you healed for your traumas once doesn't mean you're not going to have to do it twice. It's going to come back up, and you're going to have to do it again. You can verify that with any spirit you would like. This is 100% true. We are constantly developing and evolving species when it comes to the occult. Everybody in the occult should be focused on evolving, constantly healing, improving one another, and raising the bar for not just themselves, but for their fellow brother, sister. You know, it is a new day, and on this new day, you can decide to be somebody different. With everything right now, I have been using, personally, Shaitan has been a big healing factor in the way of using negative energies, but I have called upon, my normal Isis and Thoth to balance out and come back to a level-headed, level playing ground, and it's, I think it's something everybody should do from time to time. Call upon a figure of balance in the occult world. They can help a lot. A lot. Alright, well that's all I have to say today on healing and emotions, traumas. Any questions, just leave them down below.